Hi friends. I'm trying to get my dog to go lay down so she doesn't start barking. Every time I do a live, she starts barking. So I've fed her, I've put her outside, I've like talked to her for a little bit. So I'm like, go. Hello, my name is Tammy Neff, and you're on my page called Tammy Loves, where I bring to you all of the things that I find that I love, and I try to share all the good stuff with you guys. I'm going to be doing some cooking tonight, which is not my typical thing to be doing, especially when we talk about healthy cooking. And but you know, I'm kind of doing this pivot in my life where I'm learning. You know, I have two very healthy, fit daughters that are always like, Mom, you know, pushing me. And then I have a mentor, Tracey Bellion from Tracey's Fancy, who has, she's had what was it? A little over a year ago, she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. She was online painting, does amazing things. Hi, Kelly. And she has just always inspired me with her creativity and her whimsical painting of furniture and things. Well, when this hit her, she was devastated, and as a follower and someone who just loved her and looked forward to her posts, whatever they may be, and enjoyed listening to her lives while I was driving or whatever, she was very sad. She went through, you know, figuring out the medical end of it and what treatments she would have to take. And then she learned about being healthy. And don't you just love her? I do too, Kelly. I just think the world of her. And she started sharing her journey. I remember, I'll never forget this. I was watching her and was so sad for her. And she would go live even from her bedroom. And she's the most joyful, hi girl, oh my gosh, there she is. Hi Tracey, God love ya. Yes, I remember when she was just on top of the world, and then I remember when she got her diagnosis and was very sad. Came live from her bed, pouring her heart out to all of us, and it was the sweetest, most moving thing. And then she took us along her journey with her health. Took us to the grocery store. I remember her crying in the grocery store in the produce aisle, not crying, but just teary, like where do I start? How do I do this? Well, fast forward, it's been over a year. I know that, Tracey, but I don't know how far. Yes, she's on, I saw that. But she's well into her journey. She has lost a lot of weight, which was not her goal. She was trying to get healthy. She was trying to save her liver is what she was trying to do. So I was very proud of her. And to look at her now, she's a whole new person. Tracey Kelly's, okay, you saw her. Okay, so anyway, I took several months always thinking of Tracey, thinking of my daughters. And you know, when you eat anything bad, you think of those people that are doing so well, right? Okay, and I told her that. She always inspires me. Oh, I'm always thinking of her in the back of my mind. I told her she haunts me. That's what I told her. Well, she started going live on her page about her journey, I told you, and she had so many people curious, loving her, following her, that she started calling it Fancy Food Friday. She comes in on her Tracey's Fancy, Traceys, Tracey's Fancy, every Friday. I think she has a time. I'm not exactly sure. I just know on Fridays to look for her in the morning. She lives in Texas, so she's on a different time zone as me. So you can throw your times. You can throw your link. Tracey, please do. Kelly, I love Kelly. I follow her for art. I follow Tracey for art, painting, and health. And 9 o'clock Central Time. Oh, are you always at the same time even? Gosh, she's just amazing. I can't do that. But anyway, so where I step into this is one day out of the blue, I was just tired of feeling so untogether. You know, you're together in business, you're together with your family, just everything is together, but inside your soul, you're not together. You're like, you get dressed, you're sad. You look in the mirror, you're like, oh, I don't even want to look. Like you just start to kind of, I don't know. and I'm 57, I'll be 58. So of course that's all, you know, the wrinkles and all that stuff. So it's just hits you very hard as a girl who always tries. And so the weight caught up to me, and here's Tracey, you know, there she is again, and looking great, feeling great. So I joined her group. Tracey has a group online. And being a part of this group, Tracey, you can post it if you want. I don't think it's open right now. She only opens at certain times. I think it might be getting ready to open. She didn't know I was doing this. I just, you know, sometimes you just go when it spurs you, when you feel inspired to go. Maybe somebody needs this. I don't know why, but I have been wanting to show you guys my favorite food, and I wanted to tell you why I'm really seeing the light. So in Tracey's group, she has you put hashtag and a number, and it's how long you've been doing your healthy eating, okay? So there's people like Tracey's hashtag 400 and some days, right? Oh, thank you, love. I know you mean that. You're not just saying that. I know, because we've talked about this. But there are ladies that are, you know, 100 days in. There's people that are just doing great with this. And so I did day number 1. I'd get to 7 or 8, and then I would cheat, and I'd fall off the wagon, and I would mess up. There she is, 473, and she's 53 years old. So if you see any of her people jump on, they'll do a hashtag number, and that, you know, it's kind of fun. Those days go by fast, and your numbers grow. So anyway, I would drop back to a 1 again. If I ate anything, you know, I wasn't supposed to eat, I would do a 1, and then I'd wallow in my 1. And before I'd post that I was 1 again, I'd take like 3 or 4 days to cheat, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm doing this again, and I'd be a 1 again, and I'd be like, here I am, 1 again. And then like after about 6 or 7 day 1s, I asked her, how many day 1s are we allowed to have? And she laughed and said, if you're doing it at all and you're aware of what you're doing, continue your counting, and you're making strides, and no one starts out 100%. She did, because she had to for her health. You know, when you go in to do it to lose weight or whatever, it's a lot harder to stay on these strict things. So my daughters, there's a little conflicting things every once in a while. Tracey wants you to eliminate eggs and eliminate tomatoes and peppers. She calls them nightshades, and she's trying to make you figure out what is making you be swollen, what's making you feel achy, and then you reintroduce your foods. So she is really on your side. She's really got your back, and is really trying to help you get to the core of you. And so again, I have been a sponge in this group now for like 4 months. So I today posted in the group that I am officially day 25. I am, Kelly, Tracey can talk to you about it. It is, but you add it back in. You don't add it all, no sugar, you know, no flour and all of that stuff, but you do add back in the peppers, the eggs, you know, all of that stuff gets added back in as your body can tolerate it. But the idea is to say, okay, I'm adding peppers this week, or I'm adding peanuts, or whatever it is, and then you see how you feel. And it's like, oh my gosh, people will get on and say, I ate, you know, whatever, cashews last night, and I'm all swollen up and puffy. And then her first thing is, well, I guess you can't eat cashews. Now you know. Now you know. Now introduce something else. You'll get over that. Introduce something else. Let's see how you do. And it's trying to find the foods that are triggering these things, and that's her mission. Okay. So anyway, so I've been learning about, like, she talks about this kombucha squash and how it's really good, and she tells you how to cook it and all that. Well, I haven't found one yet, so I haven't made that. And there's, when you go through the vegetable department, are you guys like me and like, I don't even know what half this crap is, you know, just where's the bananas, where's the strawberries, like, okay. There, she posted the link if you guys are curious. Also, you can just follow her on her page, Tracey's Fancy. It's Tracey. And then on Fridays, not only does she share all of her painting, and she shares fun things like I do. She'll share, she did a hair thing. She'll do all kinds of fun things, which I almost thought about talking about that as well. I have a couple business coaches that are like, you need to hone in on your thing. I have a lot of things, and I feel like I do fine with all of my things. It might be confusing to my audience. I understand that. But you guys have been with me for a long time, and what I feel like I bring to you when I bring you different things is that I bring you an interesting page. I bring you, you know, what I'm doing next, what I love. So I didn't say Tammy loves bananas, you know, so I'm not going to be a whole page about only bananas. I said Tammy loves. So it's all of the things that I love. So it could be anything. And so I do bring you real estate. I bring you wedding decor. I bring you home painting because that's what we do. I have a store. I bring you things from my store. I have a craft club. Like, I bring you all the things. I'm having trouble in business trying to listen to the mentors saying, pick one. 24 years of doing all this stuff, it's really hard to just pick one when they all work really well. So anyway, so I don't know what got me on that little tangent, but just so that you guys are like, what is she talking about now? I'm just bringing you the things I love. And right now I'm loving how I'm feeling and what I'm finding in my body to be happening. Yes, Tracey's Fancy. There you go. So it's a great page to follow, you guys. I also tagged Brittany Young here. Brittany Young has a page called The Certified Celebrator. She brings me joy. Tracey does too. They're both just little fireflies, just little lights of joy and happiness. And Brittany has started this exercising, healthy eating, just trying to do better, teaching you about cooking foods and things. And so she started a thing on Instagram called Brittany Balanced. And I've loved it. I've loved it because although I'm in Tracey's group and I'm trying to, you know, stay in and go through the files and learn everything, I'm a little bit more of a slow learner. Like, you give me too much, I'm lost. I don't know what to eat. I'll just keep eating my bananas because I know I can have a banana. Well, you're gonna get sick of bananas, so you gotta add something else in. And so I have something that my daughter Abby, who lives in California, who is a model, who has not had yet. My other daughter Summer told me about these quite a while ago. Tracey brought them back to my attention. And in listening to one of her videos, I decided to go find out what the heck it is. And it's called a plantain. I'm going to show you two different things, but the first one I want to show you is a plantain. Now, the plantains, like, I have some bananas here. They're starting to get a little not so great, but plantains always look yucky. Now, Tracey, I'm from Ohio, so by the time the plantains get to me, they look like this. Like, to find a green plantain around here is, I've never seen one, only in pictures and only like on your page, a greener. So a plantain comes singly like this. It's got, this one is a Del Monte, but they just come in a bin and they look like rotten bananas. And I can remember looking at these for years and thinking, who would ever buy that? And I reach over it to get the potatoes or whatever it might be. Yes, Brittany is precious. I just love her and I'm so proud of her. I don't know if you guys have seen her. She's been working for several months on being healthy, and she's amazing. So yay, plantains, that's what I'm going to talk about. So I am, and the reason why I'm such a believer, you guys, is that I went to the doctor a week or two ago, and my cholesterol is always in the 240 range, and I take cholesterol medicine, supposed to be 3 times a week-ish, and I haven't been taking it. I don't like taking medicine, so I haven't been taking it. 240 isn't that bad, if you ask me. So I haven't been taking, just telling you the truth. And I confessed it to my doctor, and he knows how I am. And that's why he said, just take it like 3 times. Just take it when, you know, every once in a while, take one. Well, I told him I hadn't been. And he said, you cannot really control cholesterol at your age with food. It's more of a genetics thing. Okay, that's what my doctor said to me. Called me back 2 days later and said, I don't know what you're doing, but your cholesterol went from 240 to 208 and you're not taking medicine. So I want you to keep not taking medicine and keep eating like you're eating. You're doing something right, and I'm very happy for you. So anyway, that was my first, like, holy cow, like, I'm not losing weight. I haven't lost any weight. I was sick, let me tell you what. Yeah, it's true, Kelly. So I haven't been losing weight, but according to Tracey, it's not, you don't always do that right off. Your body is like, my body is in shock right now. It is in shock. I'm eating sweet potatoes. I'm eating this, the plantains every day, you guys. I'm looking forward to them. So I'm going to show you, I tried to peel this. I'm going to show you how hard they are to peel, because just in case you're watching and you're listening, you're like, I think I might try one just to see. I'll show you how to get it open, because there's a trick to it. And I want to tell you about the colors and all that, but like the color of the plantain makes the flavor different. But, oh shoot, where was I going? Oh, I know what else she has me doing, is this green drink that is, if she remembers, I know she remembers, I wasn't going to drink her green drink. I am not drinking green drink. Spinach, kale, cucumber, apple, lemon, cilantro, parsley, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that every day. I'm not going to do it. Well, so one day I'm mad at myself, you know, and I got her recipe out. I did it. I made it, and I put it in a fancy glass. I put it in one of these fancy glasses. I put a pretty paper straw in it, and I took a picture of it, and I posted it in the group and said, look what I made. And I took a sip of that, and I am telling you guys, it was sweet. It wasn't yucky. It wasn't kale and spinach-ish at all. I could taste the celery. I could taste the apple. I could taste the lemon. It was amazing. And I drink them every day. Every day. And Tracey found these bottles. They're in my freezer, so let me see if I have one up here. No, I don't. Tracy found these bottles. Sorry. Tracey found these bottles. They're glass. And one of her drinks fits right in that bottle. So they come in a 6-pack. She's got links on her page, on her Tracey's Fancy page, for all sorts of things. You do not have to join the club to get all of the information, but you do kind of for the support. It's more the support and the friendships we're growing in there. I think there's 100 ladies in there, and anyway, and it's nice to be able to ask all of the questions and all of the things. But Tracey's very giving on her Fancy Food Friday. If you are just curious, like this video, watch Tracey. She is the bomb, and she knows way more. I'm coming to you guys because I like to share things that I like and love, and I like to share things that might inspire you. You know that. You know all of that about me. So anyway, so these glass bottles made it to where, like, here was the other thing. I didn't want to buy a juicer, because you ever seen a juicer? They're like great big. And I texted her and said, I don't really want to put that on my counter all the time. And she's like, do you want to be healthy, or do you want to have your counter pretty? You know, I'm like, well, so when she came up with these glass bottles that you can freeze, on Sunday, our trash runs Tuesday morning. My husband doesn't like smelly things in the trash. We're supposed to put food in there. And when you do all those peelings and you take all of the stuff from the juicer, it starts to smell after 2 or 3 days. So I go on Sundays and make my juice Sunday or Monday. My trash runs Tuesday morning. I buy rotisserie chickens. I buy 2, and I bone them. I take them, clean them all off, and I put them in individual baggies and freeze them, keep one out. So that's kind of like my little food preppy thing. I also do my plantains. Now there's Lola, so I might have to run and let her out. Hopefully not, but I might. So let's get back. So I just want to throw that green juice at you just to be thinking about it. If you want the recipe, let me know, or go on Tracey's Fancy. It's there. She does share her recipes, so I know it's okay. She had a nutritionist friend help her come up with one that she would like. It was kind of a tweaked recipe, so it's delicious. Lola, just a minute. So Randy's not here, so I have to deal with my dog by myself. So anyway, so these come really green, like really green. Abby, my daughter in California, was going to come live tonight, and we were going to try to do the split screen. I've never done this before. We were going to try and go split screen, but she ended up with a modeling job. She got called in the last minute. And I said, girl, mine are getting rotten. I've got to do it. So we were going to do it the night before last. I couldn't do it. Then now tonight she can't. So I told her, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then tomorrow night when she wants to do it, we're gonna try again, and she's gonna watch this to see how to do it, because she's not done this yet. She's not had plantains. She gets the chips. In California, they do the plantain chips, which taste like potato chips. If you go to a restaurant, you don't get chips and salsa, you get plantain chips and salsa, because everyone's like a big healthy thing out there. So anyway, the plantain chips do taste like potato chips, so you're not losing your potato chips at all. Okay, so the greener they are, the more, let me go take her out. I'm so sorry. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, go, hurry, 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 hurry. Go on, go, go, go. Okay, I'm so sorry. I am so, so sorry. Gosh, I hate when I have to do that. So the greener they are, the less sweet they are. So if you, like at this stage, they're really starting to get sweet. Now they'll get really, really brown, and they'll be much sweeter. So they're very much like a potato. And Tracey kept saying, if you miss potatoes, have some plantains. We can have sweet potatoes all we want, and I do. And the texture of this is a little more, a sweet potato is very soft when you bake it. This is a little more of a thicker potato. It's a heavier. To me, when I eat a salad, I'm not full unless it's covered in cheese. So to feel full on this, I drink the drink and I'm satisfied for a few hours, but there's a hungry, almost unsatisfied feeling, sort of. And I'm not, like when I eat the chicken, I feel full. So I have found this to be my favorite thing. I have tried all sorts of ways. I've tried all sorts of things. So I'm just saying, if you're trying, Melody, I don't know. If Tracey's still here, she might be able to answer how many carbs are in a plantain. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I know they're a starch because they're like a potato. So I would say they probably are. We are more trying to eat more on the paleo side of things, I guess, if you're going to compare it to what is this, because I tried the keto and all of that, but you can't have fruit. And to me, when I go through the fruit section and I can't have a blackberry or a banana or an apple, I just have trouble with that. And I know that they work for everyone, but I miss fruit. I miss the healthy feeling of being the girl munching on a banana or munching on an apple when I'm walking down the street. Like, I just think that's just great. So anyway, I miss fruit. For when you think about feeling healthy and the things that God put on the planet to eat, He gave us fruit. So fruits and vegetables, and you just have to understand her, it's AIP, it's the autoimmune protocol diet, but it's she does compare it to the paleo. So, okay. So this is a plantain. This is borderline sweet. It is not bad at all. This is like, well, for Ohio, this is probably on the more middle range. It'll get very black. And the darker they get, the softer they are as well. Sweeter and softer. So in order to prepare this, you cut the tip off of both ends. Now, you think it looks like a banana and you get in here and you want to peel it, but it won't peel like a banana. Oh, there it's going. But yeah, it just wants to break off. They don't peel very well. And the more green and less dark they are, the harder they are to peel. So here's what I've found, is that you cut into the skin, cut it like that. I've already got this one started, and you cut it down 3 times, okay? And then it'll peel like a dream, okay? I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they peel great. And that's the secret. I have spent a good half hour peeling 3 or 4 plantains trying to get the peel off. So let's peel all of these. So we're gonna cut the top off, cut the bottom off, and then I'm gonna make my slices through the skin. Doesn't matter if you get into the meat of it a little bit, that doesn't matter at all. All right, but so this is a way to have a fried potato with onions without eating a potato. All right. My dog, Lola, she's a little Yorkie. She's 11 years old. Started being very sick about 4 weeks ago. Very sick. And I thought, where are we going to put her to sleep? Take her to the vet, find out she is diabetic, and I have to put her on insulin. Okay, this is interesting too. So she's on insulin now. I have to give her shots. Yeah, see what it does? It just strings. Like it's just impossible. And then once it starts stringing, you got to get down in there to try to break the strings to get a hold of more. It's just not easy. So anyway, slice. So Lola is now getting shots from me. I didn't think I could do it, but I can. It's fine. It's like she stops and she just stands there and she just freezes. And then you do it in the back of her neck and she doesn't flinch or blink or anything, and I think she knows it's making her better. But she's back to her old self, and she's fine. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, she's good now, and I'm good too because I was awfully sad there worried about my dog. But the vet said, listen to this, Tracy. Lola can have proteins, she can have vegetables, and she can have fruit. So instead of pizza crust, I can give her plantains. So every morning, Lola and I get plantains. And we're both very happy. So let me pull you down here. I just want to show you how I'm going to finish these off. But that was the big secret, was how to peel them. Because I'm telling you what, they're hard to peel. Oh, this is the ends. Okay, so you're just going to slice them like you would a banana. All right, hopefully you guys can see me. I'm not a cooking show. My kitchen is not equipped nor set up for cooking. I realize my backsplash tile is like bathroom tile. I've hated it since the day we moved in, like 14 years ago, but it is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with it, so we never replaced it. All right, so I'm just going to continue. Let's see if you guys can tell. So I make I make some thin and some thick, like that. And it's because the thinner ones will crisp up a little bit or brown up a little bit more, and these will stay a little heavier, I guess. So you'll have to watch the, oh, does she, Nancy? Well, great. She's absolutely right too, like them, because they're fabulous. So anyway, I'm just going to slice them. I'm doing some thick and some thin. And that's why I like the thinner ones when they're mushy, but I kind of like the variety. I like the variety on my plate. So if you have a slicer and you want to slice them, you can slice them really thin and bake them in the oven and crisp them up, and they'll be like potato chips. You can actually make your own potato chips with these, or you can buy them already made. I fry them with onions. I do find that I like them with onions. So I have, I've already chopped an onion. You guys know what an onion is and what an onion looks like. And I sprayed my pan. And then all I do is pick up my board and I slide my plantains in. I add a little bit of, now listen to this too. You don't have to. I have cooked them just like this with a little bit of spray pan in there, and that's it. But I also have found that a little bit of olive oil will make them a little browner. They'll brown up and they look real pretty. Let's see. So I'll tell you what, the next thing I'm going to show you, it has to cook for about a half hour. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back on and show you what to do with it. So when I do that, I'll have these plantain cooked, and I'll have them out on a big plate and I'll show you. But so I put them in a glass container with a lid, and then for breakfast, I pull, just a little handful, whatever I want, of the plantains, put them in the microwave for a minute, sometimes 2, depends on how many I want. And I have that with bacon, or I have it with eggs. Yeah, so there you go. That is how to do a plantain, how to shop for them. Remember, the browner they are, the sweeter they are. And I don't like them too much more yellow than what I have now, okay? So the other thing I want to show you, which I'm sure you guys have seen this, but I've ran into a few people that haven't. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to show you guys this as well. Now, this is a spaghetti squash. This is what they look like. It's called a spaghetti squash. And this is exactly what it will look like. when you're at the store. Okay, there won't be, you know, any rot on them like the bananas, or not the bananas, but the plantains could be brown or green or yellow, but they're sold singly. So that's how you would, you know, obviously they're not a banana, but this is a spaghetti squash. Now, both of my kids have eaten these before, and I have eaten it before, but I just thought since I'm making the one, I might as well make the other. Since I have one here, so I was at the store. I'm going to try to fold this down here so you guys can see. So a spaghetti squash, what I do with that, it actually spaghettis, like it actually does. And I'll have to show you that once it's cooked. It won't do it until it's cooked. So all I do is cut it in half, which this is like the worst part to do online, but I'm doing it anyway. Probably need a bigger knife. Okay. You cut it in half, however it takes to get it there. Okay. Ugh. It's a chore, but it'll go. It goes. Maybe Tracey has a better way, I don't know. But these also can reheat once you get them done. I'm still working here. I think I've got the wrong knife. I can't remember what knife I use. Well, for Pete's sake. I'm really stuck. All right, it's like, you know when you carve a pumpkin, sometimes the pumpkins are like easy to carve and sometimes they're like not. That's what I got going on here. I got a one that is not. Gosh darn, I don't know if it's me or my knife or just because you guys are watching me or what. There we go. Now I won. I fought the spaghetti squash and I won. I think I'm at the core now. I can't get it through. There we go. Woo! Okay, so that's all I need the knife for. Jeez. All right, this is the inside of my spaghettis. They are hard to cut. Hi, Nicole. So what you're gonna do now with this is just scrape it out like a pumpkin. You take your spoon or whatever you use to scrape your pumpkin out, and it literally even smells like a pumpkin, like kind of. It kind of has that pumpkinish smell to it. Okay, so you get all the gunk out. So let me degunk this. I just want to get all the seeds. I'm really just after the seeds. Okay, I'm gonna get this all cleaned out. Okay, so I'll do that with both of them. Rinse it off. You're gonna rinse it off. I stick a fork in the back 4 times, just like that. Just a little bit. You put a little bit of salt. A little bit. The salt will soften it a little, so I don't do a whole lot of salt. I more salt it after it's all done and when I'm actually preparing it. And then you add your pepper. Okay. I sprayed my pan with Pam or whatever, cooking spray, and then you lay it face down to bake. All right. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Let's just do it. So I'm cleaning it out just like you would a pumpkin. And we get this all done, I'm going to tell you what you do with it when you're done. But I'll come back on. I want to show you how to make it like spaghetti. So I'm going to come back later. After it's cooked, it'll have to cool maybe just a snap. And then I'll come back on here tonight and I'll show you. So we're adding a little bit of salt. I didn't add a whole lot because I don't want it to get mush. I don't want it to get too mushy. Drain the water out of there. And you put it face down. Oops, I need to get the label off so I don't catch fire. Get the label off here. All right. Take the label off. And if you forget this punch part, I have sometimes, and it doesn't seem to matter. I'm just trying to be official. I've seen them salt and pepper the back side instead of the underneath side. I don't know that it soaks through there. I don't know. Like I said, this isn't my thing, my major job, but you know, even though crafty people still eat, right? I still eat, so I can show you what I do. So, all right, so here's, and I have 2 different, I didn't get it exactly even, so this one might be mushier by the time this one's done. I might have to watch, but I put it in for 400 degrees, just like this, you guys. That's all I did. You bake them face up? No, I've always done them face down. I don't know. Maybe I'll try one. Maybe I'll try one way and one the other. I don't know whether to try the skinny one or the fat one. I'm gonna try it, Nicole. We'll see. I'm gonna do one up and one down. Let's see what happens. I've always done them face down, and my kids have always done them face down. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my oven. Gonna set my oven for 30 minutes. It's at 400 degrees. Okay. All right, and then I need to turn my stove on for my plantains. So anyway, then once they're done, I'll come back on. I'll show you guys how to, I have a light here. It's kind of dark in this corner. I'll show you guys how to get them out of how to get it out of the shell, what makes it spaghetti-ish. And then I can tell you that what we do with them here is I do them two different ways. I think I've seen, if you go on Pinterest, that's always the place to go. Or if you're on Tracey's Fancy, for her Fancy Food Friday, you can look there for recipes. But I'm thinking you could probably use it as a pasta salad type pasta. You can do spaghetti sauce and meatballs. That's typically what my kids and I have done with it. Since my girls have moved away, I have been messing around since I've been eating more this way. I do put a little chicken broth in, after the spaghetti squash is cooked. I put it in a bowl, not the whole thing, but just some of it, and I add a little chicken broth, like bone broth, and my rotisserie chicken. And then I put plantains on the side, and I swear it's like chicken and noodles and potatoes. It's delicious. Very satisfying, very savory, and it's very good. So, you don't bake. Oh, where I got my shirt. Oh, it was $20 at TJ Maxx. Isn't that crazy? I love that. Yes, I love that store. It's a hit and miss. You never know. But yeah, $20 at TJ Maxx, $19.99. Thank you, Connie. So, thank you, Diane. Sorry, Connie. Stir fry is good too. Wait, that's right. You could stir fry it for sure. Absolutely. Once it's all cooked, because it is wet. It's kind of wet. I just drain it with paper towel because I don't I don't want it super wet. But yeah, stir fry would dry that right up, and then you could add your vegetables. Now you're hungry. It's kind of, if you guys been hearing all these people food prepping, talking about food prep, well, I buy bacon, and I buy 2 packs of it, let it sit out on the counter to get a little bit room temperature so that you can peel each piece off better, easier, and then I cook my bacon, and then I put it in a bag. I do my plantains and onions. I put that in a container. I'm really low. I mean, I'm not kidding you guys when I tell you I do this. Like, let me show you. I'm going to show you right here. Right here. Here's my bag of bacon that I made on Sunday. Here's my rotisserie chicken bag. Great with Frank's red hot sauce. I got that from Brittany Young. Do your chicken and Frank's red hot sauce is yummy, and it has all zeros. Tracy, I need to see what she thinks about that. She's probably not still on here. I've been on for a long time, but I need to ask her their opinion on that red hot sauce. But yeah, I bought some Frank's. It's really good. But compared to how I was eating, Frank, like she said, this is a just trying to be better. And so it's working. The doctor's proving it. So here I fried some sweet potatoes. So I just sliced them with my slicer so that I didn't fry them, I baked them. Put them on the cookie sheet and baked them, and they're delicious. And then this is all of the plantains I have left. But that's what they look like, cooked cold, so they don't look very good. But anyway, I heat them up, and then I have that and bacon or chicken. It just depends on what time of day I'm having it. But she had to go pick up her daughter. Okay, Kim, I'm sure she'll answer that for me though, and I can maybe I'll message her and see if I can get the answer before I come back on. So as soon as the plantains are done, like I said, I'll just plate them up so you can see, but they're just, some are browned and some aren't, and I think it's just up to the olive oil. I don't like to add a whole lot, but that's the olive oil is what browns them. And then the spaghetti squash, I'll show you how easy. You guys will believe how easy. If you've never made one, you're in for a treat, because it was actually fun to do. So I'll show you how easy. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Oh, I know it's crazy that I didn't craft, right? I'm always gluing something or painting something, but like I said, I eat too, so. But hopefully you guys are watching me, you know me, maybe you'll see me shrink down like Tracey did. I'm 25 days in officially. I am actually 4 months in being careful or mindful, but not being all in. So 25 days. I am, Tracey calls it 80-20. I'm probably 80-20. Some days I might be 70-30. Some days I'm 95%. So I'm getting better, and I can feel it, and I know from the confirmation from the doctor. So I'm one of those wannabe healthy people, but I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. So. You don't do pepper. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're not supposed to do pepper because it's a nightshade. But again, Linda, I'm not. I'm still learning. So yes, pepper. So ground pepper would be considered a nightshade. We talked about that a little bit ago. And those are very, nightshades are very common for causing health issues and swelling and aches and pains. And so that was why she tried to, well, it's nice to meet you too, Terry. I know I see your name all the time in there, but yeah, to say hey. But anyway, not taking Tracey's thunder or glory. I more want to share this little hidden gem with my friends that may not know Tracey, or they may see me share her painting things and not realize how much Tracey is actually changing my life for the better. And so I'm happy to be in her group. She made me a top fan the other day. I came across your Tracey's Fancy top fan. I'm like, woo, yay, because I love that. I feel like a top fan, so I should be. So anyway, that's all I had. Again, Abby and my daughter was going to try and do a split screen, and then I was going to show her what I did, and then she was going to try to do it, and we were going to make them together. Didn't work out. My plantains couldn't hold out for her any longer. So we might try to do it. She's got a really green one. So she might join me tomorrow, or I'll join her. We're going to try it. Every time I see anybody do these split screens, they always have trouble. So we'll see how it goes. But she's in California, and she really does a lot on Instagram. But she said maybe, you know, when she's home, we always do videos for you guys of her, you know, doing makeup and, excuse me, exercise-y type things and healthy things. And I share some of her pictures when we get them from some of the companies she models for. They'll share some of her pictures once they're all processed, so I share that sometimes. So a lot of you know Abby. But so she's going to make up a plantain and give it a try tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow. So anyway, I'll come back as soon as all this stuff is done, show you how to do that, make it be spaghetti-ish and not a big hunk of yellow pumpkin-looking thing. And so I'll see you later. I'll see you later. My house is starting to smell like onions. Yummy. So thank you guys for watching. There's so many here from Tracey's group. We've all become friends. It's nice to see you. It is an awesome group. Yes. So, okay, guys, I'll be back. I'll come back. You don't need to sit here and listen to me ramble while that cooks. I need to go let my dog in, too. She's barking. So I'll see you later. I'll see you in a few. Bye.